And the last component is listening to reading. We hear examples of good literature and fluent reading. We learn more words which expand vocabulary and help the student become better readers. And in first grade?
In first grade, we use Tumble Books a lot down in the computer lab, and it's available through TechKid. And my kids really love that, and it's great for them to follow along. They highlight the words as they're reading along. There's an illustrated picture. I did try the listening center with the headphones, and by the third group that went to that area, they were all gathered like 6 inches away from it. And I asked them, why are you sitting so close when you have headphones on? Because they're all tangled, Mrs. Celia, and we can't get them untangled. and we want to hear the story. So then I tried it without the headphones, but then because of the rotation, everyone else was listening to the story and not doing what their job was. So I'm still working on the headphones, but when we go to the computer lab, we do go to Tumble Books, and my kids really love Tumble Books. And there are some Tumble Books that have AR tests that go with them. So if a student has read the book and you want them to listen to it because they haven't passed the test, they can also go listen to it on Tumble Books, reread it, and then take a test on it. My students during word work, read to someone, and working on writing, they're telling me before they decide where to go. My children are all rotating, they're not all doing the same thing. I do a mini lesson based on, I do a comprehension mini lesson every day, I do an accuracy mini lesson, I do a fluency and comprehension one. So, fluency and comprehension, accuracy, and expanding vocabulary. I do those every day, and then I'll do one, it's like 5-10 minutes long, and then I do a status of the class. Where are you going? Are you going to word work? Are you going to working on writing? Are you reading with someone? Or are you on the Waterford computers? Is it your turn? After, we're up, like I said, we're up to 16 minutes. Do the chimes, they all know what to do. Everybody cleans up, we gather on the rug, I do my next mini lesson, do status of the class, and they decide where to go again. It was hard for me to do that. I'm very much all going to do this, and I'm going to be, and they have shown me that they can do it. They can make good choices. They can decide what they need to work on, and they do wonderfully.
In second grade, we too use Tumble Books in our computer lab, and the students really love it. They can type in topics that they're interested in, and they can find books, and they can listen to them. Some of the books even have word searches and questions that they can answer, so they really like doing Tumble Books. I also have a poem anthology that they make. So once a week they have a poem that they have to do, and usually, so they have to practice it, and then they usually have a place where they have to draw a picture, they have to visualize it and draw a picture about it, and then they practice by themselves. Then we talk about how many stanzas it has, and when we have some free time, usually during milk break, they will come up and we'll do a little reader's theater, and they'll talk about they'll read the story of the poem, and we work on fluency and expression. If it ends in an exclamation mark, how are we supposed to read that sentence? So it really helps with them with different vocabulary words and their fluency.
And in fourth grade, because the Daily 5 doesn't really point out that listening to reading is as important as some of the other components. So what I do is, every once in a while, for when we're doing social studies, instead of reading it together, we'll listen to it on the CD, and then I stop for the review questions and things like that. So this comes right with their basal. I also do the same thing for reading. When we introduce a story, we talk about the vocabulary, and then we listen to it so we can hear that fluency, and then we get the name pronunciations of the story and things like that. And then any free time that we have, I also read chapter books and things to them, and if we finish a chapter book within a nice period of time, because sometimes it gets pretty long, I'll let them do AR tests on those so that they're testing their listening comprehension as well.
And after you've established all of these components a little bit at a time, you're not going to do all of them at one time. You'll start with read to self, get that established, and go to the next one. Once you have them established, then you can start having them choose. So I have my poster here, and we just have little magnetic frogs here, And I have a status of the class, which is just a checklist. And they have to tell me what component they want to do. And they'll come up and they'll put their frog. I want to read to self today. I want to read to someone. And then I always have people that are going to work with me down here. They know ahead of time. And they just go and they do their thing, what they need to do. And I can work with that group. So basically, that's Daily 5. That's how it works. And it takes a collaborative team to make all of this work. You need your Title I teachers. You need all of your LD teachers, your teacher's aide. My teacher's aide comes in here at times and helps me. Really, it takes the whole, everyone, I guess, to make this work.